Hello, I'm Tommy Lee Shmuda, and I'm on a journey to figure out if I can get a heat pump installed. Over the last 9 videos, I've been asking these clever chaps, Mr. Paini from Stenning, which is near Brighton, and Mr. Arlow from Bridgewater in Somerset, to answer all my questions regarding how to get a heat pump installed at my property or in this building where we've had 6 or 7 offices. So I'm on the final question of this series, which I'm going to put to you guys. What is the process? We've answered everything that I was wondering about, but what now? What is the process for me or for anybody else that might be thinking, I've watched these videos, we've answered everything, where do we go now? What is the process for getting a heat pump installation?
So once you've established who you want to use, so I think it's probably best if we use our examples for our companies because we're very similar on our setup. We've obviously discussed a lot together. We work together quite closely. So we both use software. And so you can go onto our websites. So go onto your heat pump page and have a look at a free estimate. So you put your details into this, and then that comes back to our office, where we'll then put something together.
Pretty good. You put in your postcode and your address, and it plucks your EPC data,
which you will need. And you've already said that you've got that.
Mine probably be out of date because that would have been from when I bought the house, but we've had insulation put in since then.
But right, as a start point,
you can add that in the comments.
Yeah.
There, you can say we've added installation, and that will come through on the form.
Understood. So I would come onto one of your websites, fill in the form.
Takes a couple of minutes.
And it spits out an estimate?
No. So that'll come back to the office.
Okay.
So then we can look through it, and then we put like a very basic proposal together for you. Proposal is probably the wrong word. We just put something together for you, and they get sent back to you with an idea of like an estimate of cost, basically.
Okay.
So it's not exact at this stage, but it gives you an idea of cost to move forward and give you a bit of confidence that you can afford the work. So it's not going to be for free, even if you get your £7.5 grand plus grant. So now you've got an idea of what the cost is going to be for you, basically. So then you can go, okay, well I can afford that, therefore I need to go on to the next stage. So you can then come back in touch with us, and we can arrange for a site visit where we're going to come out and do a site design, if you want to call it like that. So a heat loss or however it is.
So that's like a heat loss calculation, emitter design, emitters of your radiators and your underfloor heating.
Yep.
Checking the suitability of what you have, specing any alterations, replacements, upgrades,
pipe work,
basically everything that's needed to take you to the next step, which is to give sound assessments included in that that we discussed earlier. And then the next stage is to send you a proposal, which is fixed price, tells you what you're having or what you would have if you go ahead, and projected efficiencies, running costs, shows you your carbon savings, just lots of information that's required by MCS and some additional bits as well.
A lot more in depth, basically.
Sure. Is there any other cost other than the cost of the installation? She said heat loss.
Yeah, so the heat loss surveys, at that point when we come out, there is a cost attached to spending all that time, and typically that will take, up to half a day. So that is a paid item that will be removed off the final bill if you decide to go ahead.
How much do you charge for that?
Yeah, £350.
Plus VAT.
Plus VAT.
Yeah, we're exactly the same, £350 plus VAT. But if you go ahead with a heat pump installation, you don't pay VAT. So it'd be 350 quid.
Yeah. If
you decide not to go ahead. So the way we approach it is we say the estimate is going to be within 10% of the proposal cost. If it's not, terms and conditions are if you don't go ahead, the heat loss calculation isn't charged. But if we come in on budget and we are within 10% of what the estimate said, we've essentially got to the point where you've got a fixed price proposal at the agreed kind of rate, and then if you cancelled, it would be due. So that's how we do it. So it's kind of like no risk. You know what you're getting before we come in and do that additional design work.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
I've followed that. We've gone through quite a number of questions this afternoon, so I'm following you.
You've got your proposal. You know what you're having and what you're paying. From that point on, you can accept it, which I hope you would, and then you accepted it.
To then schedule the works effectively, so to book your slot.
Mm-hmm. And then you might have on the proposal prerequisites for you to take care of. If your electrical supply was, say, a 60 amp fuse head, picked up on the survey, then you might need to have that upgraded to a 100 amp fuse head by your distribution network operator. I'm not sure if he covers this area. It's UK Power Networks where I am. So this has all be stuff in your proposal. Maybe you'll have to do a couple of preparatory items before the install started.
Yeah, pressures and things should be checked, that will be checked at this initial consultation. Call it.
Flow rates, water
And pressure, yes,
Right.
water flow rates and
Okay, yeah.
pressure, really important. We haven't mentioned or touched on that really, but
No, yeah, that's one of the
obviously
things to check, yeah.
they'll be checked during the design process as well.
Very good. So that's it. You've set the proposal, you've got your prerequisites sorted, coming for the installation, over 25% is due, taking you to 50%, and then an installation typically might take
About a week,
yeah,
depending on
with
the size of
team.
the house.
Yeah, and
know,
if you had a big
complications.
renovation going on, you're building an extension, you'd phase it over a longer period of time to suit you. So that'd be the installation, installation side of it, and
Leads
that
on to
finishes
commissioning.
off with commissioning.
Yeah, and handovers. So basically, that's where we will run through your system with you, help you understand the setup, although we don't want you to touch it because it's going to be set up the best we can for your home. And then the commissioning process basically it's tweaking everything and setting it all up. Basically, the handover would include things like your warranties with your manufacturer, so to make sure everything's registered for you.
and then
Pay us, Tommy.
and then
So after you've paid,
Final
you
payment.
don't pay with the bus mark money. So that's deducted. You never have to pay. As the installation company, we claim that from the government, so you will never have to pay
So
that £7,500.
So just making it clear, if your job is 17,500 gross cost, your bus grant, which is 7,500, you'll never have to outlay to claim it back. It gets deducted off the final bill.
Yeah.
So your outlay for the whole job will be 10,000. Okay, so you basically, the installer never charges you that bus grant.
so is it a 25% deposit of the 17,000 in my case,
Tough,
Yes.
That's quite a tough number to work out.
Yeah. or is it 25%
It's
of
25% of the 17,500.
So you'll have paid just shy of £9,000 at the work start date, your 50%, and then the final payment on completion will be the final 1,200 quid or whatever it is, and then the installation company, we claim
that back,
the remaining
which can
from the
take
government.
obviously a period of time to get paperwork in and then claim back for it.
But not your problem,
It's no problem.
because it's all been applied for and accepted
Yeah.
ahead of before the job, so we know you're going to get it, kind of thing.
When delay sits with us.
understood?
And then afterwards, there's a bonus one that I personally do, and I think you do as well. Is a follow up at when the heating's been on for a while, so after sometime later in the autumn, just to check that it's all working okay, and do an efficiency check, adjust the weather compensation curve if you need, just make sure it's all working as well as it can.
On time of year as well, because obviously if it's installed in the winter, generally speaking, you're going to get things set up quite well because it's obviously colder. You can test things a bit easier. If it's done in the middle of the summertime, these follow-ups are a lot more important.
Understood.